on to the second part of the second session, Interfaith Relations and Education. And we're going to begin this afternoon with our first speaker, Dr. I can't pronounce your name, I'm so sorry, Mukhtiar Sidhu, and he's going to speak to you from the Sikh perspective.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for asking me to share my thoughts with you today. After listening to Venerable Master Chungking, I feel I'm superfluous because he has already said what I was going to say in a much more eloquent and succinct manner already. So forgive me if I repeat a few of the things which he has already mentioned to you all. My talk is divided into 4 or 5 short parts. First of all, I'll start with a brief history of Sikhism, and then what the core beliefs of the Sikhs are, what do Sikh scriptures teach us about interfaith relations, and my own experience with the other religions when I grew up in Singapore, and of course later on in Australia as well. And then lastly, I mentioned a little bit about our temple in Brisbane, Sri Sikh temple in Brisbane, and what they're doing for interfaith relations. Right, okay. Sikhism was founded, it's one of the youngest religions, modern religions, founded about 500 years ago by our Guru Nanak, who lived from 1469 to 1539, and this was in the northwest of India, in Punjab. And he was founder of Sikhism. He was apostle of peace, religious tolerance, and he traveled far and wide to teach other people how one should live in a peaceful manner and not bring war or other sort of complications. He traveled up to, in the Middle East, up to Mecca, Medina, and Iran. And he traveled south as far as Sri Lanka. He traveled west and north towards Tibet, and his life was spent in preaching the Sikhism as he saw it. And then following him, there were 9 other teachers or gurus or teachers, we guess we call them, and the last one was Guru Gobind Singh, who lived from 1666 and to 1708. In 1699, he started the Sikh form of attire, which is so-called 5K, we got turban, we got khala, we got 4 or 5 things, I won't go into too much detail. He started that, and also started an army to fight oppression, not to promote a religion, but to fight oppression of the day. At that time, in the 17th century, India, northern India especially, was ruled by the Mughals, and there was forced conversions and beheadings and also tortures for those who did not believe in their religion. And he stood up and said, "We don't let this carry on, and when nothing else works, then we have to take up arms." And he formed what he called the Khalsa Panth, that's the Sikh army, and gave them the 5 Ks to fight oppression. Now, we believe in all the teachings of our gurus are actually written in our holy book, which is called the Guru Granth Sahib. All the teachings of the gurus, all the 10 gurus, 6 gurus wrote this book, and that is what we believe in, the living guru. After the last 10th guru passed away, he says, all the teachings are embodied in this book now, and you follow this as your teacher and guru, and there will be no more further gurus. And since then, of course, there are no gurus. In our temple, that's the only thing we have is this Guru Granth Sahib on an altar, which we sort of, we don't pray to it as such, but take it as our teacher, as our guidance, for our guidance. And best thing about the Guru, there are couple of things about the Guru Granth Sahib is that I think as far as I know, this is the only book that's written by the Gurus themselves. No other author has written it, and unlike some other thing which is written 100, 200 years after their founder has passed away, this is written actually by themselves. And since then, not a single word has been changed in this Holy Granth Sahib since it was installed in Punjab in the 16th, 17th century. And this did not include only the teachings of our Sikh Gurus. It included teachings of Hindus, of Muslims, so that shows that right from the beginning, Sikhism was promoting pluralism and multipluralism and interfaith relation and tolerance of other religions. The book contains 15 chapters by Muslims and Hindu theologians and teachers of the day who promoted interreligious, interfaith harmony. And their teachings are in this book, so that shows that this Sikhism, right from the beginning, was not just teaching Sikhism, but also teaching much tolerance with other religions. Then after that, after some time, the Sikhs eventually drove the Mughals conquerors out of Punjab, and they started ruling Punjab for about 40 years by Maharaja Ranjit Singh. Now when he came to power, the first thing he did was to stop all the forced conversions which were going on previously. He let every religion continue as what they wanted to practice. His ministers, councillors and bureaucrats were a mixed Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, and who are in fact even British, French people were there. So it was a very open thing. His religion was not a state religion, it was purely a secular type of thing, but with Sikhism as a example of living. And so in his reign, forced conversion and everything stopped, and people were allowed to continue peacefully with what they believed in. Now, sorry for this printing my small. I don't know if you can read that. Probably you can read some of it now. That what are the core beliefs of Sikhism? First of all, the Guru Granth Sahib is, as I told you, our holy book, and that is where all our teaching is contained. We take all our faith from that Guru Granth Sahib. And then the first verse in that book is what we call Mool Mantra, basic belief. That is, God is one, His name is the truth, He is the creator, He is without fear, He is without enmity, He is timeless, neither takes birth nor dies, and He created Himself. So this sort of, theologically, if you look at it, it's sort of all the thing of a true God is there. In other words, He can't be seen. In other words, that's why in our temples we don't have any image of God, only the Holy Book, because God is invisible. He's there in everybody, in everything, in every life. So we don't have any image of God in our temples, any pictures of God. There are few pictures of our gurus or teachers maybe, but not image of God. Alright? The only thing we believe is the Guru Granth Sahib, where it contains the teaching. And there again, we strongly believe there's only one God. Monotheist religion is not polytheism. We reject polytheism. One God, and He's the one who created the whole world. He has no enemies, He has no fear. So that's a basic creed. From that, all other further teaching of the Guru Granth Sahib. By the way, the Guru Granth Sahib is in a poetic form. It has 1,430 pages, and all in poetry and music. So in fact, in our temples we sing the music according to these 1,400 pages of poetry by the gurus, plus the other teachers, others of like saints and teachers of Muslim and Hindu faith as well. Every human being is equal in the eyes of God. All positions of authority in the Sikh religion and political life are open to both men and women. In other words, 500 years ago, we didn't believe in women should have the right to be priests or be preachers or anything, have equal rights to men. For 500 years ago, long before the general world accepted women as equal. Even Western society, long time before women were accepted as equal. Sikhs are guided by 3 daily principles: work hard and honestly. Now, there are some religions who believe that you must go to the jungle, sit under a tree and pray all your life, and rely on others to give you sustenance, to feed you and make you this thing. Right. We Sikhs don't believe in that, because you should be in fact working yourself and feeding those who are disadvantaged or can't look after themselves. Not just sit yourself as a sadhu or whatever they call it sadhu in the jungle under a tree and be fed by other people. We don't believe in that. Always share your bounty with the less fortunate. Remember God in everything you do. That will sort of keep you in the straight and narrow path. Sikhism seeks to create a just society. All Sikhs are required to contribute to the welfare of humanity. So what we say in our language is Sarvat Ka Pala, that means for the goodness of the world. We don't say goodness of Sikhs or any particular religion, for the goodness of the world. Sikh faith rejects polytheism, idol worship, superstitions and blind religions. So we don't believe in horoscopes. Lastly, Sikhism considers no place, date or time or any place holier than ours. In other words, they don't believe in astrology or horoscopes or any of these things. Of course, some people believe, but is that not Sikh religion? Sikh religion does not believe that horoscopes or fortune tellers or any holy particular holy space. Our Golden Temple is holy, but it's not holy than any other place at all. We believe all churches, mosques, everything, they are holy places as well. So what do Sikh scriptures teach us for interfaith relationship? First of all, it rejects exclusivism. In other words, which is, some religions say, ours is the only religion, if you don't believe it, you won't be saved. We don't believe in that. So we have no intolerance of other religions at all. Rejects inclusivism. Some people say so-called inclusive religions, where they say, well, we believe part of you, but still we are right, and we don't reject you, but we are still right. That's called inclusivism, which tolerant but conditional. We strongly promote pluralism, which chooses, each person chooses his own path to one creator, as long as he is true to himself. Accept religious diversity. In other words, what we're saying is, if you're a Sikh, live as a good Sikh. If you're a Muslim, live the life of a good Muslim. Don't become a Sikh, just live a good life of a Muslim. If you're a Christian or a Hindu or any other religion or that, believe in your own religion and live the life of your religion. Don't sort of be a hypocrite and don't have any outward this thing. So we don't ask people to convert towards this thing. An ethical and righteous life full of filial and social obligations. And we also don't believe in forced conversions or ours is not a missionary religion, unfortunately. That's why we never grow. There are only I think, roughly about 25 million Sikhs in the world at present. And we don't have any missionaries going on preaching, converting other people. Even when Maharaja Ranjit Singh came into power in Punjab for 40 years, he never converted anybody by force. What he's saying is, don't do what we tell you to do what you see us doing, which is, I think, a very important difference on that. In other words, if you think we're doing the right thing, follow us by our own example, not by preaching, but what we practice. That is, in other words, again, we come back to this same old thing that we don't say the other religions are wrong, just different paths to the same God. Now, Sikhism in pluralism. In our Bible, which I mentioned to you earlier, the Guru Nanak, when he started the thing, and the other gurus, they didn't give one name to God. They say God is invisible, as they say, without fear, can't be seen, it's in everybody. And he gave about 17 different names in the Holy Book to the God. He called it Allah, he called it Ram, he called it Guru, Vaheguru, he called 17 different names to the God. So in other words, it's not saying that there is only one word he gives for God, there are 17 different names. And each time we preach, he just mentions the word Guru in different forms. Sometimes we call it Ram, sometimes we call Allah, sometimes we call this thing. So he did that, and there was no forceful conversions. And also the Golden Temple foundation was laid. It was laid by a Muslim saint, not by a Sikh. In the fifth Guru, when he laid this thing, he called a Muslim saint to the foundation. That again shows how important interfaith is to our religion. In the wars, when the soldiers were injured, the Sikh soldiers help the others, the wounded of the opposite religion, because they are human beings, they're wounded, they need water, they need anything at all. They will look after, not because only look after their own army, they also look after the others. There are multiple other examples I can give. I'm running very short of time. I just briefly give you, with the last few minutes, of my own personal journey interfaith, which I think sort of my slides are a bit behind time. Now, I say, just take 2 extra minutes on this thing. As a young boy, when I was growing up in Singapore, some of you here from Malaysia, Singapore, you might know that we have multiple races staying all together, Chinese, Malays, Indians, different religions and all that. I remember at the age of 8 or 9, one of our neighbors invited us for their Muslim New Year. And then there was food laid out, and then I was like a young little child, I was going to grab everything and eat. My father said, no, you can't eat this, you can't eat this. And because the meat was halal, and to Sikhs, halal is sort of forbidden because, anyway, whatever it is, we believe that animals shouldn't be tortured, if they're going to be killed, they should be killed quickly, not tortured. Right? That's our belief. And he said, you can't eat because it's halal. And I usually eat all the vegetables and things, and I became a bit upset on that. No? And next time when they came to our house, of course, the Muslims didn't eat our food and all that. And their children were upset. So what we did, the parents got together and said, this is not good, our children are happy and all that. So the best thing is, when you invite or we invite, we don't cook any meat at all. We have vegetables, fish, prawn, fish is common to everything, all that. We have that kind of meal where everybody can enjoy it and all that. From then on, all the families started inviting each other, but didn't cook the thing which was so-called bad or unacceptable to the other family. And this is how negotiations and interfaith relationship and we could live. Guru Nanak, when he went to different places, wherever he went, he changed his clothes. He went to a Muslim country, he wore Muslim clothes. Went to Hindu temple, he wore Muslim gear. So he didn't, he was saying, this is God, I can come dress as anything, it will still be the same. And the biggest experience I had, any of you from Sri Lanka here? No? I was in Sri Lanka, but being a medical doctor, I travel all over the world, and one year happened to be in Sri Lanka in 2006. And I asked my friend to take me to the Sikh temple there. He said, no, we don't have a temple here. I said, what do you do? He said, come, I'll take you there. He took me in a building where it was 2-story, and on the upstairs, it was a semicircular type of structure there, and there were sort of cubicles. And there were 7 religions in that each cubicle had their own religious altars and things like that. There was Sikhism there, Hinduism, Buddhism, 7, each about, I think I don't know, but must be about 4 or 5 meters wide in a semicircle. So you go in there, you choose which one you want to go to. I said, God, I don't know in my whole life, since then I didn't see something like that in my whole life. And after that, whatever each time you pray, you came downstairs, the food, there are 7 different stalls of food. So you go there, choose what you eat. You see, you are happy eating the particular type of food or by religion, this thing, you have your choice. And that is pure, multi-faith thing. And Sri Lanka is the only place in the world I've seen that type of building. Sort of asked other people are doing the same thing else in the world. So one thing still exists after about 7 years ago, if anybody from Sri Lanka can tell me. Now, quick last 1 minute, our Sikh temple in Inala in Brisbane. We preach Sikhism, we are very open to other religions, and we have a free daily kitchen there. Anybody from any religion, any faith, any creed, any race can come and have a free food any day, evening, or Sunday lunch, or any evening at all. There's accommodation for the needy. Those who want some temporary accommodation, we provide for them. There again, we don't ask which religion you belong to or what your faith is. You need, if there's space there, you're welcome to stay there. We have a library which includes books from other faiths. There's books of Muslim religion, Hindu religion, Taoism, Buddhism, Zoroastrian. We have books on religion, other religions as well. And there's a Punjabi school which we teach Punjabi. We can't teach any other language because we have the expertise. But if anybody wants to come teach something there, we're more than happy to allow them to think. And we also have a community service and donations to other things. Twice a year, we cook the food in the temple, take it to the homeless people in different orphanages, other places, offer free food to them. When it comes to donations, the flood donation, last time there was a few years ago, there was a tsunami. We collected money and we also contribute to that. they are gay regardless of what religion the accepted people who we sent to. Sorry, I took a bit more time than I should be, and thank you very much for your attendance.
No, thank you very much. That was absolutely fascinating. I so enjoyed your presentation. Thank you. Our next speaker is Arsalan Mozaffari Falarti, a Sufi perspective.
Yeah, it's me again. And I have to read it. Sufism and the multi-faith. Faith from our point of view in this seminar is to believe in the Most High, the most beneficent, the most merciful, the best and the only friend and protector, the most beloved, the darling of the darlings, and each person, according to his personal situation, experience, culture, gives him a name, such as God, Yahweh, Buddha, Ahura, Khuda, Allah, and Muslims have only Muslims have 99 names at least for him. But what is in a name, as Shakespeare says? A Sufi is not a valuer and or investigator, so does not and cannot intrude or investigate about other people's faith. As in Islam tells us, when a person confirms that he believes in one God, one creator, he is a monotheist. And all of his rights, his wealth, his chastity has to be respected. But what is faith? We talk about faith, but what is faith? 2 weeks ago was my little granddaughter, 5 years of age. So all of the venerable, important guests were children of her kindergarten. And they were happy. It was in a park and everybody was happy, jumping up and jumping down and have lollies and cookies, and well, you name it. And they had a kite to run with and fly it. Ariana has an elder sister, she's 7, of course she's very important. Then somebody broke the kite. All the children were very disappointed and angry. So don't worry, my Baba is me. My Baba can repair it. Baba repairs everything and anything. Baba, come and repair it. That is faith. That is faith. We are all children of different years and ages. And he's the Baba. So Baba can repair anything and everything. This is the faith. He doesn't say maybe. She doesn't say he can, he may, he does. This is faith. This is belief. This is God or Buddha or Yahweh or name him or beloved or darling. To whom people do have faith? When somebody is sick, goes to a friend doctor, and this person believes this doctor can give the health back to him. If you are going to build a beautiful house, you go to an architect.
When you are going to make a textile factory, you come to me. When you are going to do something else, you go to an expert. You know this person can do what you cannot do. This person can arrange the thing you cannot arrange. You have faith in him. You give him your money, you give him your future, your building, your factory, your this and that, and you have faith in him that he will do it. This is faith. You believe in God, you believe in him, but of course we should talk the other way about him. What are we to give all the thing to him? He loves us. Who decides who is faithful? The easiest thing is, probably you have seen it. I don't think you have been one of them. When we were children, we were breaking a vase, running to our mom and saying, Mom, my sister broke the vase. But in reality, I knew that I'm lying. And probably the mom knew that. So the only person, the only creature of God, except him, who knows if we have faith or we don't have faith, or we believe in that, or not to believe in that, is us. I can cheat any of you. I have done. But I can't cheat myself. Do I believe in what I say? Do I believe in what I do? That is the faith. The person who knows really what you are, the person who knows really what you say, you mean that or not, is you. So the person who knows who has the faith or not, the person who judges, is the person himself. But what are Sufis or Darwishes? Sufis and Darwishes are, I don't know who. In India we say Dervish or Fakir. In Turkey they say Dervishes. In Iran we say Darwish. In Islamic world they say Sufis because the Darwishes have a white cloth, usually which has meanings. They are the people who are down to earth. At the time of Shah of Iran, if I can say His Majesty, the minister of the court was a Darwish. And he had a very important job. He was higher than Prime Minister. He was the Minister of Royal Court. But he was a Darwish. He was going out, mixing with people, talk to people, eat with people. Even sometimes when it was raining or snowy, he was lifting the people with his car and giving them a lift. The person who is ready to be a human being, that's a Darwish. So I believe everybody here is a Darwish. Definitely we are a Darwish. We are not selfish. We are not like that. We are not grumpy. We don't look down on anybody. So that's the Darwish. Or as in Islam they say, that's the Sufi. What is the core of ethics of Darwish and Sufi? A Darwish lives in the love for Hazrat Haq. Hazrat Haq means the truth, the utmost truth, for God. Allah, same and similar to all lovers, his or her hope is to wish, and to desire is to serve and happy the beloved. In material world, it is easier. We are in love. We buy according to the money we have. One piece of flour, one piece of cloth, one gold, a trip or something like that. Give to a beloved whatever your beloved wants. But the person who is in love with God or Allah proves his love to his beloved by serving his creatures, by serving his word, which means human beings, animals, plants, inanimation, waters, and even the whole creation. Jesus said, how do you say you love God whom you don't see, while you hate your neighbor whom you see? That is the issue. A few weeks ago, a worshipful priest was talking to me, and he said, what's the issue? I asked him, have you read the Gospels? He said, yes. So that life of Jesus is that issue. He didn't have a house. He had only one job. He didn't hate anybody. He was mixing with the tax collectors and with the Maryam the Magdalene and her sister Martha and the tax collectors and the lepers, the people who were not well and all of those things. That's dervishhood. A dervish doesn't need to have two horns on his head or a big tail or something like that. A dervish is an ordinary person who is ready to be a human being. That's a dervish. When they came to arrest him, and I think it was Peter or Simon the Zealous who drew his sword and cut the ear of the servant of the big priest, Jesus put the ear back to him. They all came to kill him, to crucify him, but still he loves them. That's damage. Nothing from anywhere else out of this world. And then, Sufi and Darwish and Multi-Faith Center. A Sufi does neither wish to possess worldly wealth nor position, does not envy, is not jealous, and is servant. And then, how can such an egoistic person feel difference and stranger? When here of a person is when we hear that, when we hear that somebody's heart is the temple of God, is the temple of love, then how can we hate? How can we lie? How can we do something to another person? How can we cheat somebody else? How can we steal? How can we get the position of somebody else? How can we do road rage? How can we have the best piece of food on the table? We let the others have it. Let everybody enjoy it. I have a son, still we call him Sam. He's a university lecturer. When he finds a coin somewhere, picks it up, looks at it, puts it down, says, let somebody else come and see it and be happy. This is Darwish. This is a Darwish. And finally, Darwish and Sufi believes to all existence is only one face. Facing him, the only one, but called by different people by different names. God, Ahura, Yahovah, Vishnu, Buddha, Father, Allah. Faith is one, declaration is different. When such well-founded person faith, Darwish begs all to serve each other, respect each other, understand each other. Rejection, ignorance, hatred doesn't exist in Darwish. Love is the base, love is the foundation, love is light, love is happiness, love is beauty, love is God, love is love.
Thank you very much. And Arsalan will also be joining the dialogue at afternoon tea. Our next speaker is Dr. Frank Hepple, and he's going to present a humanist perspective.
Now, fairly often I'm asked, what on earth is a humanist? A lot of people don't seem to know what a humanist is, but it's very simple really. A humanist is somebody who thinks that human beings are our most important consideration in this life. That if you've got a flood, well, is anybody washed away? If you've got a fire in a house, is there anybody trapped inside? Human beings are our chief concern, so that's a humanist. And so probably you could say in that vein that just about everybody in this room is a humanist. So I call myself a humanist. I call myself a religious humanist. Religious humanist thinks that people are very important, but thinks that maybe there's something more to the word divine than somebody saying, well, that food tasted divine, darling. You know, it's something, there's something beyond it, but what? I don't know. So I try to follow the morality that's expressed by Christianity and all the other great religions. I believe in Jesus Christ, not in the Christian way, a different way, but I believe that Jesus Christ was a great prophet. My concept of divinity is what I call the Holy Spirit of human kindness, because human kindness, I think, goes to the heart of all the religions. It expresses our concern for humankind. So I retired some 20 odd years ago, and since then my chief hobby's been having a look at all the religions, all the ones that I could get a handle on anyway. And I see them all as fruits. They're all fruits of a quest of mankind for truth and meaning in life. And so they're all a bit different. They all follow different paths. All the religions find some truth, but none of them find it all. Importantly, they each have a common morality. And that common morality is concisely expressed in the Golden Rule. Do unto others as you would that they do unto you. Sadly, religious people often know nothing much about people of other religions. They think their own little world is it, and there's nothing out there beyond their own religion. So because of that, they think other religions are evil, and so they come to hate them and fear them. So why should people hate and fear other religions? Really, the only way of overcoming this is for for people to learn about other religions. The ethics of the religions are all pretty much the same. They're all based on the Golden Rule. They're all human beings like us. So what is there to worry about? Now, in Toowoomba, Pure Land is offering to help people to look at other religions, and it hopes to be able to help schools to teach other religions if they so wish. As a religious humanist, the focus of my morality is the welfare of other human beings. For this, just as Arsalan has said about Sufism, we believe that everybody matters. Everybody does matter. Peace can only happen in a society where everybody does matter. Can't happen otherwise. Just as important, people must feel that they do matter. It's no good just saying, oh, everybody matters, but the people receiving the care must feel that they, in fact, matter. As a humanist in Toowoomba, I belong to several groups of people who meet on a regular basis to discuss things like ethics and morality and human behaviour. In our talks, I talk at times about the central theme of humanism, and that is kindness and the Golden Rule. All religions are basically about compassion, how human beings can best treat each other. The Golden Rule means you don't only treat some people better or some people well. It means you treat everybody well, not just your friends or your family or the people of your nationality. Now, importantly attached to this is respect. Everybody deserves our respect, no matter who they are, even if it's the criminal out of the jail. He in turn deserves our respect. I know this might be hard to do at times, but unless we do respect everybody, then we can't reach a peaceful state of mind. Everybody who's human deserves our kindness and deserves our compassion. I also talk to people about the aims of Pure Land. I talk about what Pure Land does to all sorts of people, like my barber and my doctor and my dentist and the lady behind the counter in the shop that is serving me. Because the best way of spreading good ideas, like the idea of peace, is to set a good example, and also by word of mouth. Word of mouth means to talk to people about it, and if you don't talk to people about it and get them thinking about it, then nobody will act. It's up to us as peaceful people and people who are trying to promote peace. It's up to us to talk about it and stir up people's consciousness about it. I believe we peacemakers just have to try to stimulate the rest of society to think about it. I have a warning, however, that when I talk to some people, they think Pure Land, being a Buddhist organisation, they've come to Toowoomba to make everybody Buddhist, to convert them. So I have to disabuse them of this idea, because I myself has never felt any pressure to convert to Buddhism. They're amazed when I tell them that people like Jonathan Inkpin, the rector of St Luke's Church, and Brian Sparksman and Bishop McGuckin of the Catholic Church, and they're all helping helping Pure Land, and so they're not going to be converted to Buddhism. Now, throughout world history, people have often mistreated each other. Now, although religions teach morality, although they teach that we should be compassionate, morality is sadly lacking in a lot of cases. We still have the curse of war, and we still have the killing, we still have the torture. Some people, some nations and some governments, they kill, torture and steal from their constituents, from their own citizens. They kill people and torture them, they steal their land, they steal their livelihoods, they steal their right to earn a living, and they steal their self-respect. So this killing and this torture and this stealing has to stop before peace has a chance. Peace doesn't just mean the absence of war. When war ceases, it leaves behind a trail of destruction and hate. And that's a trail of hate that goes on for centuries, even millennia. As you all know, when you look at places like Palestine and the Balkans, etc., etc., we often fool ourselves when we say that people are at peace. There may be no war in their land, but there's always the possibility of war in the Balkans, for instance, or war in Ireland. And in both of those places, war has been going on, off and on, for a long, long time. So the trail of hate left by war has persisted, and it will continue to persist for 4 centuries or millennia. When the shooting stops, the men and the women and the children, they still live in the shadow of that hate. So while that hate is there, the killing can start again at any time. There's always the threat. So people's minds can't possibly be at ease when they're living in a society like that. There's always that threat hanging over them. Because hate means distrust, and distrust means suspicion. And that suspicion leads again to more war, and more hate, and more killing, and more torture. So if you kill just one person, hundreds of people will hate you. And if you torture one person, hundreds more will hate you. So once you start this process going, it doesn't look as though there's any end to it. So if there's going to be an end to it, the only answer is love. And that's what all the great religions teach. And unfortunately we don't seem to be able to attain it. The words we use when we talk about making peace with people make a big difference. Different words mean different things and have all sorts of connotations. And for instance, if we hope to make peace, then we have to get rid of the word tolerate out of our vocabulary. Now, tolerate might sound very good, but in the background it always carries the implication that I'm better than you, you're inferior to me, that I'll put up with you, sort of thing. Tolerate is just not a good word to use. I know it's commonly bandied around, we've got tolerance and all that sort of thing, but in the background of the word tolerance, there's always this shadow lurking. So this implication in the presence of tolerance doesn't really make peace possible. To make lasting peace, you've got to live and act and speak on a level playing field. And that playing field is a playing field of mutual respect. If I tolerate you, I don't necessarily respect you, I just put up with you. Now, if you come to the word accept, this is not quite as bad as the word tolerate, but it still has a shadow of tolerance hanging over it. I may accept you with reluctance, or I may accept you with ill will, or I may accept you and still hate you. So accept is still not good enough. Now, a better word is the word appreciation. If you use the word appreciation instead, you could say, I appreciate you. Then it's a much friendlier word than either accept or tolerate. The word friendship is a vast improvement on all of those. If you're using the word friendship, then you're really getting down to a level playing field. If we use the word friendship, then we really know what we're about. We really are talking about peace. But if we go further, we really need to use the word love, because when you reach love, then you open a world of compassion in its deepest sense. So if we're going to talk about peace, we really need to choose well the words that we use. Now, we do a lot of talking about peace, but what thought do we give to making peace? If we're going to have peace, then somebody has to make it. And who's that going to be? Who's going to make the peace? Is it going to be the Prime Minister, or who's going to do it? Is it going to be the bloke next door? But probably not the bloke next door, because he'll probably expect you to do it. Which all boils down to, it's up to me. It's up to all of us as individuals. In other words, it's up to me. So peace is up to me. It looks like a pretty good slogan, peace is up to me. In fact, it would make a good bumper sticker for Pure Land. So peace is up to me, and peace is up to me, and me. So peace is up to me. So in order for this to happen, our worldview has to change. We've had the worldview that the war is inevitable, it's going to come along, so why bother, it's going to happen anyway, so why bother? I believe that it can be, I believe that it can happen, but I believe we all have to work at it. Unless we all work at it, nothing much is going to happen. So what are we going to do? We've got to chip away and chip away and chip away and just keep chipping away. Peace is up to me, so you're chipping away at it. Our worldview has to change so that the concept of conflict is wrong. Peace is the normal state of affairs, not continual strife. War is pathological. And so we come to back to the word kindness. So we've all got to come to kindness. Kindness is one of the mainstays of our devotion to peace. So we've all got to come back to kindness. The whole 7 billion of us living on this world have to come back to kindness if we're going to have peace. So this is what we've got to promote. We have to be kind to people, and we've got to be kind to them every day. We've got to be kind to them all day. It's not easy. Nobody said it was going to be easy. But I think universal kindness would in fact abolish war. So that's a mammoth task. But this is really our only chance. So remember, peace is up to me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Frank.